Hello world. How are you? So we're continuing on the 6th, the 6th of January, because that particular adventure had many things. But leading up to the 6th, I forgot to mention this. On the 5th of January, something cool happened in the stars. So part of the paradigm that this particular group of South African traditional healers practiced was they practiced sky reading. They can read the clouds. Like, instead of throwing the bones in order to divine, they can just go and look at the clouds, and the clouds that they see speak to them, in a sense. Okay, fine. That evening, as she was reading my energy, my aura, and doing all of those things, she walks outside and she sees the moon and a star. The last time I was taught this kind of configuration, Walter Vaith called it the Bal Hadad. Walter Vaith initiated me into Freemasonry, into understanding Freemasonry. Not in the sense that I became a Freemason because of him, but he taught me what the Masons teach deep enough that there was no need for me to go learn it from the Masons themselves, because I was on a path of knowledge more than I was on a path of fraternal association. So the Bal Hadad is pretty much the moon in a crescent shape and the star on it. You can think of like that star in Islam. That's the Bal Hadad. At least that's how Walter Vaith described it. So we see something like a Bal Hadad, but instead of the star being at the opening, the star was just below here, and it kept on going up and down, which was pretty cool, pretty cool to witness. And yeah, Makosa TV was telling me like, hey yo dog, if you wanted to see the power of the spirits, this be the power of the spirits, and if you don't believe in the power of the spirits, then there's nothing I can convince you of, and those types of things. But it was pretty cool to watch. I had never seen this type of star configuration since like the days of my childhood, and when I say childhood, I'm counting around 6, 7 years, 5 years old. Even the energy that evening after seeing that star just felt nostalgic. It felt like, how the world used to feel when you were still a child. That's how the world felt to me as I was looking at that Bal Hadad. That's still how the world feels to me to this day. Like the curiosity I have sitting at this airport. Okay, currently I'm engaged in conversation with you, but if I was looking out and people watching, then I'd be people watching with the same eyes I had as a child. So yeah, that was a cool sight, the Bal Hadad. Yeah. And then okay, let's fast forward, not fast forward per se. Okay, on the 7th, yeah, the 7th of January, the actual day. So it looks like I was looking at notes from the 6th when I was speaking for the first part. I'll check to see how I transitioned into this video, and we might change some things. Oh, by the way, all of these are just seeds for future episodes, right? It's just to get the narrative out, to get the understanding I want to project. And sometimes the seeds come out as complete things, but sometimes the seeds are just that, seeds, and I must plant them at some point. Okie dokie. So on the 7th, I had a red candle, a blue candle, a white candle, a yellow candle, right? I wasn't told what any of these meant. I was just told to bring the candles. And then the red candle, when we got to the river, I saw it no longer sitting with the other candles I had brought, and so I asked, like, hey yo, where's the red candle? And then she said, nah, I switched it on there when we entered the water so that we, to chase away the bad juju. So I knew the red candle was for safety, security, control, in that sense. And then blue, when I was now ruminating or meditating prior to entering the water for the cleanse, blue revealed itself to be water because it's blue, water bending. White represented itself to be air bending. Why air bending? Because, well, air is an adventure in reality. This is the air bending we practice here at Metami Africa. A stands for adventure in reality, adventure in revolution, right? So air bending is white because it's the pathway you choose to pursue in the darkness that is the ignorance that mankind is born into. Do you understand? So a mankind is comprised of creatures who have the capacity to learn. They are born in darkness. When they receive light, then they've grown in knowledge. That light is going to put them onto an adventure. And this adventure will either be in reality or in revolution. But yeah, adventure in the sense that once you choose a pathway, you start advertising your venture to other people. So it's adventures in reality in that sense. So airbenders find themselves advertising because they are purpose driven. So they have to advertise their purpose or their aims. So the white was airbending in the sense of light coming into darkness or knowledge coming into ignorance. The yellow candle was spirit bending. Spirit bending in the sense of there's an ancient understanding of the sun as a portal into a different dimension. So the spirit bending aspect of the yellow light came from that. That's all to say. These were just rudimentary associations of the colors that I made so that those things held significance for me during that ritual. Because remember, they were not explained out to me that this color symbolizes this color symbolizes that, this color symbolizes that. Do you understand? Okay, cool. So we go there, enter the young water, and we do the things. But while we're there at the water, we observe some other things. Like the etiquette was to cleanse me, as she said. But what ended up happening when I got there was that the water spoke to me and told me that even the place